Alright, this is SQA number 13. We have a question on a video on SQA number 9 actually by HenryVI. He says, would it be possible to apply this idea to make the player track the part, like if your player and camera would always face the block, the camera still attached to the player, and you can move the player but not the camera? So what he's trying to say is when this part moves, I want my player, my character, and my camera to face it, but I want my camera to be attached to my player and I cannot move the camera, just the player. So we've achieved that effect here with a rather simple script. The part's set to move on math.sign tick. We can, it's super, like, it's only 12 plus these 4 lines to move the part. And really it's just all in these 2 lines right here. These are all just tags. So what we're doing is identifying the player, the camera, the character, and the root part. Then we use the RenderStepped event of the RunService, which means every frame we're going to be performing some action. The trackPart we just identify as this guy right here. We just wait for that in the workspace. The offset, that's how far our camera is going to be off of our character. So we're going to scale this up and then scale this back. The RenderStepped function itself, root.CFrame, so the root part of the humanoid is being C-framed, much like the example here, actually, the camera tracking a part. The first argument is just the root's own position, so it's not going to move at, it's kind of like negating that first argument because we don't want to push it anywhere other than where it already is, so we just say it's where it is. And then the second part, the look at like the rotational component almost, is kind of tricky. This is where the magic happens. It's the trackPart's X position, the humanoid root part Y position, so that we don't get a tilt, because otherwise if this was also the trackPart, I'll show you, trackPart.Position.Y. If this was also that, then you see how our torso is like following it on the Y. So if we jump, it's like trying to, yeah, it's trying to face it on the Y, and we don't want that. We just want it to rotate, like to face it, if that makes sense. So reverse that change. And the trackPart.Position.Z, between that and the X is what we want. The camera C-frame, we C-frame to the root C-frame times the offset C-frame, and we take the position of that because we have to supplement a vector 3 here, as well as the trackPart's position.